Hey, this is Rikki ROXX, and you are listening to Rocks100.com.
The Big Rock.
The Big Rock. Keeping the music alive.
Bon Jovi. Lenny Kravitz.
Hey, all you rockers. This is Johnny J, your host for The Big Rock. Catch me right here on Rocks 100 as we are keeping the music alive, rocking the 70s, 80s, and 90s. The Big Rock on Rocks 100.
Rock. The Big Rock. The Big Rock.
Everything that rocks.
Hey kids, would you like to be a rock god the likes of David Lee Roth in his heyday? Then you need to get the
Rikki ROXX Rock God Starter Kit.
Each kit comes complete with black nail polish, eyeliner, sparkly scarf, an actual chick magnet, a velvet jacket to make all the girls go wild, and an over-the-hat skull cap with bandana accessory. Act Now will also include a handy booklet showing you all the best places to wear your sunglasses at night. Regularly a $29.95 value, now yours free when you take advantage of this fabulous offer. But don't act just yet. We'll also throw in a wall poster chart diagramming all the best rock faces to enchant your audience, proven to wet the ladies' panties in mere seconds. For all you newbies, this great kit also includes a CD demonstrating how to push your voice for the radio, taught by Rikki ROXX himself. So quit being a big puss and man up rock style with the
Rikki ROXX Rock God Starter Kit.
Now yours for just $29.95 plus $99.95 shipping and handling. Call now. 1-800-ROCK-GOD. That's 1-800-ROCKGOD. Now. Operators and tattooed hookers are standing by to take your order.
Feel your best before making an arrest. What you gonna pick? Cop pockets when you don't want something salady. Avoid police brutality. What you gonna pick? Cop pockets.
Cop pockets, filled with juicy jelly, mouth-watering maple and bacon, and creamy custard on a crispy donut.
When you want an easy meal while you're busting that your deal. What you gonna pick? Cop pockets.
The cop meal in a pocket.
What you gonna pick? Cop pockets.
Did you wake up this morning with a nasty rash and nothing but regret? Did you go home with a sweaty bass player last night? Did you wake up wanting to chew your own arm off because some skank's laying on it? Are you feeling a burning, itching sensation in your crotchal region? Do you feel like you need to scratch your ass with tree bark? Are you walking around like you were banged with a Scud missile? Did you meet someone at the bar you thought would actually call you back? Idiot! Then you need Skankosporin. It'll cool that burning sensation before you do the walk of shame to the cab. That's Skankosporin Itch Paste.
Available at In-N-Out Party Stores, Bottles and Stuff, 8 Mile Liquor, and Cunningham Drugs.
want is right. All I want is just a little slice. Just a little baby once or twice. A little taste of your paradise. Bend it over, baby, pull it to the side. I'm gonna take you on a wild ass ride. Out your bag, let me pull your hair. 3 minutes later, girl, I'm almost there. Ooh, I'm almost there. I got a lost and empty soul. I don't want it anymore, but it makes me lose control. I think I like it. A dirty mind with a heart of gold. Satisfied, yeah, I've been told. And they said I broke the mold. I can't deny it. Yeah. Woo. Sugar so sweet, make it dribble from your head to your feet. High heels with your stockings pulled tight. I have them all by the end of the night. Come on, baby, baby, come over here. I'm gonna shift it into second gear. Out your bag, let me pull your hair. 3 minutes later, girl, I'm almost there. Woo, I'm almost there. Yeah, I can't deny. Another last run, holding the youth. Another breath wasted, you just throwing the view. Forgive me now for I know what to do, cause it's already begun. This war's bringing the truth. With one voice we rise. Stand up for yourself, don't take no lies. Nobody else and I know we'll find. Turn us away, but when they see us we will feed them every word that they say with this war. This war we fight for the sake of our pride. This war for right. Lay down your guns and run and hide. Stand and fight, lay down your life for this war. Another son's blood spilled for a lie and claim the power of the throne as the innocent die. Twist perception of the masses as the world implodes. When we shake the foundation, they will hear it explode. One voice we rise. Stand up for yourself, don't take no lies. Nobody else and I know we'll fight. Turn us away, but when they see us, we will feed them every word that they say with this war. This war we fight for the sake of our pride. This war for right. Lay down your guns and run and hide. Stand and fight, lay down your life for this war. Everyone who find out who's really got your back. All my brothers and my sisters, let your blood run thick. If you're a 3 or you're a 9, you know I'm on that 6. And then we'll take this fight, make it our own. They're gonna realize we're not holding back. We're gonna hold that line with no remorse. They might have taken some battles, but now we're winning the war. When the skies go black, waiting for the attack. Everyone who finds out who's really got your back. All my brothers and my sisters, let your blood run thick.
following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. It's Rikki rocks, coming out of the box. Bitches come in flocks, trying to steal his jocks. He needs to be contained with padded rocks. It's the Rikki Rock Show, spreading like the pox. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks, yeah. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks, yeah.
Rikki rocks up in your grill, motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. All right. Episode number 135 of the Rikki ROXX Show right here on ROX100.com. You'll notice that guy ain't fucking here. Okay. So real quick, what happened? Okay. So Bob Surgot's in the chat and he's already, well, crap. If I wish I would take a shower and crap today, I could be there in 3 minutes. All right, so Larry is going to be here. We just lined up an interview today with Rich Sieg from Fallen Stronger and Dragsaw. We're going to be talking to him in 8 o'clock hour. And I guess it was kind of lost in communication on what time we were starting today. Okay, so I told Larry 8 o'clock. And he thought he had to be here at 8 o'clock. But I was like, no. That's when the interview with Rich is going to be is 8 o'clock. So Larry should be here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. He's about 25-ish minutes away from the studio here. So he should be here probably in 10, 15-ish minutes. So it'll be cool. Larry will be here. We'll get into everything and a whole bunch more. We got a lot to talk about once Larry gets here. And because we've been off for 2 weeks, so we haven't talked about the birthday show yet. Okay, we're going to get into all the nitty gritty of that. We're going to get into the shit show at the machine shop. It was my shit show. It wasn't anybody else's shit show. The guys played great in casting, but I got a story to end all stories of ultimate humiliation in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. So I'm going to get into that when Larry gets here. And we're going to get into why we've been off for so long and what's going on behind the scenes here at ROX 100 and pretty much my life and the horrible state of my relationships, or as I like to call them, relationships. So it's a thing. So if you're in the chat, if you're watching on YouTube, throw your name out. Let's see who's out there, and we'll have a good time until Larry gets here. We're gonna get into nuts and bolts and harsh truths, of course. And this week we're gonna be talking about what to look for in a new member of your band. Okay, and in this particular case, this dude has a bass player. Surprise, surprise. Who is pretty much a shitbag. You know, he doesn't show up and he hates being there, so they're going to replace him. What should you look for in a new bass player, I guess, or a new member of the band? We're going to get into that. We have our Pump It or Dump It band of the week, and this is a band out of Glasgow, Scotland. Pretty cool if you're into the indie rock bit. Did you poop your pants on stage again? No, I did not poop my pants on stage, but I pretty much did shit the bed on stage, and it was the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me on stage. And if you've seen me play on stage, I've done a lot of embarrassing shit. This might not be the most embarrassing, but it's definitely probably in the top 5. We're gonna get into all that and more. It was a phenomenal show, and it was great, and the band played great, and I recovered from it splendidly, so it was all cool. So we're going to get into that, the No Resolve show, that casting played over at the shop on Friday. And then we're going to get into, we talked nuts and bolts and harsh truths we're going to get to in a little bit. We're going to talk about the birthday blowout that happened a couple weeks ago over at Simon's After Dark in Allen Park. Larry, I guess, over the weekend, was a bouncer, even though he was just hanging out at the show. he brought the gun show out and he pummeled somebody out of the venue, I guess. So we'll be talking to him about that. Other things I kind of want to talk about, I was thinking, because we originally didn't have an interview scheduled for today. And I was like, crap, what the hell can we talk about for 2 hours? And I was, going to piggyback off my huge blunder at the machine shop and talk about embarrassing moments. And the other things we're going to talk about is, it's well known, I guess, at this point, that myself and the wife are splitting up. And we're going to talk about how that's going to affect ROXX 100 moving forward, because it is going to have an effect on the show and the network and everything for a little bit. And my horrible batting average with the ladies. Oh, God. We're going to talk about that. And, maybe Larry can give me some advice, because he actually does pretty good in the wooing the ladies thing. I'm just a fucking boner that plays bass, dude, and wears a crap ton of makeup. So it's a little more difficult for me. And so we're going to talk about all that and upcoming guests that we have on the show. Next week, we'll be talking to Aaron Lumsden from the band Asylum. So we'll be talking to him. He does music videos as well. Phenomenal guitar player. Does music videos, does production, a lot of cool stuff. And then on May 15th, we'll be talking to my buddy Rob Kaminsky from the band The Creeping Chaos. We were supposed to have him on a couple weeks ago, but he was cool enough to reschedule so we could get Ashton from Native Sons on the show. And then just added this one right before airtime. Episode number 141. This is going to be an interesting one, because we'll be talking to my buddy Sonny Von Cleveland. You might know him from some bands out in the Ohio area. The names of them are actually escaping me right now, because I'm kind of that guy. You might know him from Grim Trigger, a couple other bands, but he has since did a 180 in his career and left Ohio. He's out in Palm Springs, California now. He's a motivational speaker, and helping people improve their lives and all this stuff. Him and his girlfriend Claire are going to be opening a cat cafe or something like that out in California. So, I'd like to talk to him about, starting your life over and keeping positive deals, because that's kind of shit I'm going through, and I think a lot of people out there are. So that's going to be a really interesting interview. Talk about how he transitioned. He's made transitions, huge ones. He was in jail. He was a convicted felon, spent many years in prison here in Jackson, Michigan, and got out and went into being a front man and then a bass player in some bands down in Ohio. And then COVID hit, and that all ended, and he reinvented his life on the West Coast and is now doing amazing things. Entrepreneur. He's done YouTube. He does YouTube videos and motivational speaking and getting right with your life and all that stuff. So it's gonna be super cool to talk to him again. A phenomenal guy and always had my back. Really cool guy to talk to. So I'm totally looking forward to talking to Sonny Von Cleveland. Amazing guy, huge inspiration to me and a lot of people. So it's going to be super cool. A bunch of cool things that are going to be happening on this show. But like I said, with everything going on in the personal life, we'll get into that a little bit more once Larry gets here. There's going to be coming up at some point. I don't know when it's going to come up, but there's going to be probably a couple months where we're going to be off the air because I got to tear all this shit apart and move it somewhere. So it's going to be a thing. Looking at the time, 7:15. Larry should be walking in the door any minute, I hope. So it's super cool. Drop your name in there if you're hanging out in the chat. I know there's people there. I can see the numbers. They're ticking high. It's super cool. Make sure you share this on your social media. And if you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you're notified anytime we come on. So it's super cool. I'm going to be doing this as long as I can and as frequently as I can, but going through everything that I'm going through right now and the relationship and my relationships and, my batting over with the ladies and casting shadows and everything that goes along with moving on to the next phase in your life, you know, it's going to leave me not a lot of free time, but I'm going to be doing this as much as I can and getting you guys some awesome music, doing some great interviews. You know, things I want to do is start talking to people outside of bands and promoters and that whole bit. Ooh, I think I heard a door open. That might be Larry. And, you know, get some more cool stuff going on the show. I'm waiting for the gun show. Speaking of shows, waiting for the gun show to walk down the steps. Larry Smith. Okay, so I'm going to text him right now and see where he's at. So it's super cool. Brian Sarrazin, great helping at the shop. I got to shout out Brian Sarrazin. He came out to the machine shop on Friday, helped us with our merch. Casting Shadows, very limited merch, and you know, gave us some pointers. You know, he ran merch for Ava Under Fire and all that, and gave us some pointers on what to do with our merch to make it stand out, make some more bread, and you know, take that next step as far as merch, and it's awesome. You know, he did a great job and sold a lot of stuff for it. So Brian, thank you so much for all your help and all your wisdom. It definitely did not fall on deaf ears. So I guess that wasn't Larry. I guess that was probably my kid throwing a damn bitch fit upstairs. So while I'm here and I've run through everything we're going to talk about on the show, if you guys out there have anybody you'd like us to interview, make sure you send me who you'd like me to talk to, rocks100radio@gmail.com. And if you have any questions for our nuts and bolts and harsh truths that we're going to be getting to once Larry meanders his gun show down and graces us with his presence, again, send us an email to rocks100radio@gmail.com and send your questions, anything to do with relationship advice, how to work with in a band, you know, merch ideas, anything, relationship stuff, you know, penis enlargement ideas, you know, what happens if you have an Arby's roast beef sandwich hanging between your legs, how to reel that in. Maybe Larry would know. I have no idea. So super cool. Bob Surgott says, go to the gym 5 times a day like Larry. Well, Larry works from home, I guess you could say, so he can afford to go to the gym all the time. It's a thing. So, hopefully Larry will be walking in here in the next couple minutes. And while we are waiting for him, I am going to actually play a music video right now and kind of fill some time until Larry gets here and graces us with his presence. So what we're gonna do, since we talked to Brian Sarrazin and talked about him and helping us and all that, I also want to shout out Ava Marie. The lead singer from Ava Under Fire came out and supported the show on Friday. It was super cool seeing her, talking to her about the band and Ava Under Fire record label stuff and the album. All I can say is hope, from what she said, the album will come out eventually, the new Ava Under Fire record. So super cool, and just got to work through some logistical problems and issues, but it will be coming out. And hopefully when that comes out, we can get her on the show to talk about the long-awaited major label release. But right now, we're going to play some Ava Under Fire, get this out here, and hopefully by the time this is over, I'll either A, have something more to talk about, or Larry will be here and we can get on with the show. So here it is, some Ava Under Fire, their song Heroin. Thank you to Ava Marie, Amanda Leiberg, whatever she wants to be called, for coming out, supporting Casting Shadows, supporting No Resolve and Avalon Black. We're going to get to the show. I'll talk about my epic disappointment and my complete gaffe on stage. So we'll talk about that. Hopefully, Larry will be here in the next few minutes. Caitlin Mueller. I was going to talk about my fails with women. Steve Ingo from Mississauga, Ontario. Erica Kellstrom, what's going on? Ava Under Fire. Yep, we're going to do it. Hopefully Larry will be walking in the door any minute, and we can get on with the show. So here's some Ava Under Fire. We'll be right back. Episode number 135 of the Rikki ROXX Show. Rocks100.com. All right, we are back. Larry actually made it. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man.
So Larry made it in right as we were pretty much starting that song. So super cool. So Larry's here. We can move on with the show finally. I already ran over what we're going to do for the night and upcoming guests and all that. Now we can get into nuts and bolts and harsh truths. Get the show properly started. This week, we have a question from Pete out of Laredo, Texas. He asks, so I started my first ever band right after COVID lifted, and we have been doing okay. But our bass player, surprise, surprise, has started to become harder to work with, missing practice for dumb reasons, and when he does show up, he's just not into it. We decided to replace him. My question is, what should we be looking for in a new guy to bring into the band? None of us had ever had to do this before. Thanks. So, Larry, you've been through this with Fallen Stronger a couple times, drummers, bass players, guitar players. When you're going to, take that step into auditioning a new guy, what are you looking for as in a new guy in the band? Like, what's the first thing? Like, when somebody, you put it out there, hey, Fallen Stronger, looking for whatever. Somebody hits you up. What's the first thing that's running through your head on the checklist of, is this guy a waste of time or worth it to bring him out?
Well, I mean,
does he smoke weed?
Well, I mean, when you're looking for somebody, obviously you're looking for somebody that can play bass good. I mean, if you're looking at somebody you don't know,
yeah,
you're really not going to know until you get him out there and, see what he's got.
Right.
But, I mean, other than playing bass good, how is his stage presence? How does he interact with other bands? Is he going to get along with the musicians that he's, auditioning for? I mean, there's a lot of factors in that. So
you're running through the personality thing when he's in the basement with you guys and jamming. Is this guy a dick? Is he like interacting with everybody else, or is he kind of standing in the corner? Does he look like a complete boner playing his bass way up here with big glasses on? Oh, this guy obviously ain't gonna fit. So when you get the guy down there, you're running through all this stuff. When he's auditioning,
right?
Can he play? Does he look like a fucking boner? Is he interacting with the band? Is he cool to hang out with? You're kind of running through all this.
I mean, you kind of know the person. You audition someone. You can tell if you're gonna bond with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna, if he's interacting with you, if he's got input, if he's got ideas, this and that, and he's coming at you. Versus somebody who doesn't even act like they want to be there. Like, I've had a few of those.
Right.
But
so, since we're talking bass players, the guy you got now, Adam, right?
Adam.
Yeah. So when he came in, did you know him prior?
No.
Okay. So he hits you up on Facebook or something like that, or somebody's like, hey,
I hit him up.
Okay. You hit him up. So you're like, dude, come on over and jam. Was that the first thing,
no.
or was it, are you looking for a band? Or?
Well, actually, the old drummer Carl, when Johnny left us, he's like, hey, I used to know this kid back in the day, Adam. He's like, here's his name, hit him up.
Yeah.
So I hit him up and sent him some videos, and we were actually opening up for Saving Abel like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
He came to the show. He came to practice. And this guy is flawless.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can say bad about this guy.
So he came to practice, he knew his shit.
Oh my God. Like recording, one take, just flawless. This guy he's great.
So it was pretty easy with him.
Pretty easy.
Okay. So that doesn't help at all. Okay. So, and I've been through, the audition thing numerous times. When I was in Dirty Whiskey, I think every instrument had changed over like 6 or 7 times in the 3 years I was in that band. Guitar players, rhythm guitar players, drummers, the whole bit. For me, Dirty Whiskey was a band, if you can muster your way around a guitar, you're good enough, So it wasn't really a skill thing. If he could rip out a guitar solo, okay, check, he knows how to play. It really depends on what kind of band you are. If you're you know, like Dirty Whiskey was, we were a party band, you know, so if a guy came in, he's like, oh, well, I don't drink. Well, get the fuck out. Well, we're wasting our time, you know, and there were some of those guys who were like,
a Dragsaw thing.
you know, there were a couple of guys that come in and it's like, okay, you can play. You're a sick guitar player, drummer, or whatever it is. We kind of run, he'd be like, oh, well, tell me about your band. I'm like, well, we party first and I kind of have to go on stage for a minute and rattle off a couple songs, then we go party more. And that was the band, you know,
right.
and it was just destruction and mayhem all the time. And we knew it. It was a train wreck every fucking show. And that's what we told him. We're like, dude, we're like a punk rock party band. You know, you don't know if we're going to make it through the whole damn set. And he's like, like, you know, for legit musicians, that's like, wow, these guys are admitting they suck,
right.
you know, but so it's like, you got to find that right personality first.
Right.
You know, I've talked to guys in other bands and they're like, dude, before the guy even picks up an instrument, I'll be like, yo, let's hang out for an hour, you know, cause don't want to waste the guy's time, bring his amp and all this crap over if he's a dick,
right?
You know, so it's like, let's go get a beer or something like that, or go get lunch or dinner or something like that and get to know the guy. And if he checks that first thing, okay, well, you know, he's at least cooling in a hang. If he can muster his way around a guitar, we got a fit. So it depends on what kind of band you are, you know, what you want to go for. Are you looking to be homies first and that play in a band, or a band that hopefully they turn to your homies, you know? It all kind of just depends on what you're looking for.
I want it to turn into a family.
Well, you know, alcoholics eventually just kind of huddle together and you become your own crew of debaucherous losers, you know, and, you know, that's why I'm in casting. You know, Jeff's like, shit, this guy's gonna get drunk right along with me. You're in. I don't even care where you know what the hell you're doing. You wear makeup and you party. And I'm like, right. There it is. You know, so to Pete and Laredo, you know, it depends on, you know, what you're going for, you know. Yes, the guy has to play. I don't know if you're like a super prog band or a punk rock band. If you're a punk rock band, maybe talent goes second. You know, you got, if you like hanging out with the guy, you know, if this is a band you just want to have fun with, yeah, of course, first you got that personality has to match. You know, if you're kind of one of those bands that are just trying to put together the best musicians to do a super produced, you know, kind of big thing, yeah, the guy has to play really well, and the personality stuff maybe doesn't matter as much, but it depends on what you're going for. So to Pete and Laredo and anybody out there who runs into this, you know, it's a wide-reaching answer, but you know, it depends on what you're looking for. You know, talent and personality, I guess, are the two big things, and if the guy's cool. So there it is. This week's nuts and bolts and harsh truths. Hopefully to Pete and Laredo that helps. Going into the chat, Steve Engel, he likes Dave Under Fire. So does Caitlin Mueller. Bob Sergott says hi. So they're doing a love fest in there. Caitlin Mueller, Robert, my secret husbando. Not a secret anymore. Well, there it is. FYI, Ryder, a band we've had on the show, looking for a new bass player. Kate says, I think about it when I first started, I was hiding behind a huge hat. Rich can confirm. Yeah, Crafting Conviction. You were at that show, weren't you? Like their very first show. Yeah. She had that big floppy bit, and I saw him like, I want one, you know. And now she's fucking raging and doing great. Sometimes you got to give people a few chances. Whatever DXG sucks is, just says poo. So, where do you want to start for it? Because we have a lot to talk about. We haven't talked about the birthday show yet, because we've been off for 2 weeks because of my shit situation. You want to start there? Birthday? Sure. Can you remember that far ago?
I remember.
Okay, so this was, what was it? Middle of April at some point. I don't know. 16th, April 16th, the 13th annual Rikki ROXX birthday blowout. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can remember the bands a couple weeks later. So you had Fatal Conceit opening, Crafted Conviction, Casting Shadows, Sideline, Fallen Stronger. Oh, I got it. I'm surprised I remembered it. Okay, so you were there the whole time, right?
Yes,
yeah, you were there the whole time. Was there any bands on that bill that kind of surprised you, where you're like, ooh, I didn't know they were this good? Besides Casting, of course.
Well, you know, I never seen Fatal Conceit.
Yeah.
That was my first time.
Yeah. So what'd you think of them?
They were great. Hyped. Tim, energy guy. I like that dude. He's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Actually, Crafted Conviction. Actually, man, they're bringing it.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing great. So I haven't seen Caitlin in a couple shows, but man, they were good.
Yeah. You know, it was one of those things like Fatal Conceit was kind of like a last minute thing because, you know, my birthday show, it's usually bands that I've known for a while, you know, my buddies and stuff like this. And Fatal Conceit, they're a band that I really just got turned on to in the last probably 6 months. So I was like kind of weary on it. And eventually I was like, well, I need 5 bands. Okay, you guys can play. If you guys want to play first, super cool. We'll do it. And I'll take the chance on it. And they didn't disappoint at all. They brought a shit ton of people and they stayed the entire time and partied the entire time. The band killed it. They were going through, I guess a thing is some bands aren't used to playing 45-minute sets. Okay, and Fatal Conceit was one of them. You know, their bass player, Kate, hits me up and is like, hey, how long is their set for your birthday show? I'm like, well, 45 minutes. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's usually, you know, an hour between bands, 15-minute changeovers, 45-minute sets. And like, we got about a half hour. I'm like, well, you can start later if you want, you know. And she's like, no, don't want to do that. We're going to learn a shit ton of covers. You know, so they did Thunderstruck by AC/DC. I remember that one. There was another one I can't remember, and they played Out of the Black by Royal Blood. And she hits me up. She's like, what are some covers that you like? I'm like, well, I love Royal Blood. It's a phenomenal band. And they learned Out of the Black, and I threw the video up on my Facebook page of them doing it, and they killed it, and everybody went crazy. And it was a great band. And you know, when I had left, I've said this on the show, when I had left casting for that hot minute, and I was going to take Raz and Danny, the guitar player, and start a new band, I was actually going to bring Tim in as our new Jeff Land, you know, rhythm guitar singer guy, because Tim has a phenomenal voice. You know, he has all these octaves and control. And I was like, dude, that's Jeff Land 2.0, you know, and he can play leads and all this stuff. So, and it didn't work out, but, you know, great band, Crafted Conviction. It's one of those bands that every time I see them, they get better and better and better and better. You know, I remember seeing them, like even last year, they played my COVID birthday show, the super spreader event, you know. They played it last year, and you know, they were really good band, you know, a tight new band. And you know, saw them at this year's birthday show, and you know, Kate's gotten so much better in learning to be a front person. You know, how she said in the chat, you know, how she was hiding behind the hat and kind of stage fright and all that. Now she's gotten to the point where she is controlling the crowd, you know, being a front person. So they completely blew it away and did phenomenal. And then my dumbass had to go up and play. And so we did the casting set. And then it got metal. Then it started getting harder after casting. You know, you had Sideline. You know, and you know, as great as they are, I got a weird response from people about it, because there were a lot of people there that were kind of more into the rock bit, you know, the casting, crafted, Fatal Conceit kind of thing. And they're like, man, that Sideline band, they're just loud. It's just so much going on. And I'm like, well, did you like it? They're like, I don't know. You know, kind of one of those things, you know, so it's kind of like a half and half kind of deal, where some people were like, it's a little too metal for me, and people that absolutely loved it, you know, so they killed it. And then, of course, Fallen Stronger, you know, everybody loves Fallen Stronger and shit like that. So, you know, I still got to put a video up from you guys. I got them on my phone, but with all the shit going on in my life, I just forget. And so it was cool. You know, we had a truck ton of people, and I think throughout the night, there were like 120 people who paid to get in. And like I said, you know, people showed up early and stayed. You know, it wasn't like Fatal Conceit's people, after they were done, they left, or Crafted Conviction's people left, or Casting's people left, or Silence. You know, everybody stayed, and it was super cool. And you know, it was a great time, and everybody got paid, and I heard no complaints. So yeah, and then I got to talk about this. Okay, so for the first time ever, Casting Shadows played the Machine Shop. Okay. No Resolve. If you guys aren't from Metro Detroit or don't know who they are, you will soon. Huge band. They kind of made their name on social media and YouTube doing like Disney covers, like Moana and Aladdin or Lion. All these Disney stuff. They turn them into rock songs. So, they had asked casting. When I first joined the band, they were planning on doing a thing with State of Mind at like St. Andrews or something like that. And a lot of crap went down. It wasn't able to happen. And then they booked the Machine Shop, and the show sold out in 20 minutes. And even before they announced any openers or anything like that, and then that sold out. Then a couple days later, they had a second show that sold out in like an hour. So 2 shows at the Machine Shop sold out. And they asked us, they're like, hey, we owe you guys a show. Would you guys want to come to the Machine Shop and open up our 2 days sold out thing? And we're like, fuck yeah, dude. You can't say no to that, sold out show. We don't have to sell any fucking tickets and play in front of a shit ton of people. Okay. So, you ever played the Machine Shop before?
Not yet.
A stage isn't really that big. Okay. It's maybe the size smaller than the lounge at Diesel. It's not a huge stage. And so they put Donnie in front of the drum riser because, of course, No Resolve has all their shit up there. And I just did this big upgrade on my amps. Now I have 2 speakers and running all this power into it. So this is where shit goes shitty. Usually I put my speakers side by side, and then put my head on top of it. There wasn't enough room. So like, well, if you want to use both these speakers, you got to stack them. I'm like, okay, I've never done this before. And so I stack it up and all this, and I have a pedal board. I don't do anything with it. I just leave them on and that's it. So I usually put on top of my head, so, my tuner's there, so I can just push the button, get my tuner. So now I have this shit stacked up. So my pedal board is 6 feet up.
Oh shit.
So we're playing, yada, 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 crowd's going, crowd's digging it. We sound great. The stage, everything is top-notch pro. So I think we're probably about 3 songs in, and I'm playing da-da-da-da-da-da, spinning, singing, doing my bit, and getting the crowd amped and all this. Then all of a sudden I hear a like something fell, and my bass dies. Like nothing. There's no sound coming out of it at all. And luckily we were toward the end of the song, and I'm like, okay, got to play this off. Time to be pro. So I'm pretending that I'm playing. Nothing's coming out. I'm doing the words. All you can hear is guitars and drums. Song ends. I turn around. My pedal board had rattled off the top of my amp, fell to the floor, and completely shattered. Everything fucked up. So I'm like, okay, I have no time to fix this, and make sure everything's plugged in and get everything back. So between songs, and we only had 40 minutes. So we're going song to song to song, maybe a couple seconds in between. I'm like, okay, I need sound now. So I just take my cable, yank it, and put it. Luckily, it came off from whatever pedal it was, my mess of pedals in front of my amp, and I plug it in direct. So now I have this problem where I can't tune my guitar. My tuner's gone. I have nothing to tune my guitar now. And this is before we did we have to retune for one song, then after that song, tune back. So I'm playing and, trying to get settings kind of right just through amp. And then comes Trust. We have to retune one string. I'm like, Chad, I have no tuner. I don't know where I'm at. They're like, like this, we gotta play, And I'm like, shit, I was just gonna say scrap Trust. Let's not retune. So he goes in, Jeff's just kind of like, figure it out. And I'm like, okay. So the song starts and I have to do this weird thing where you hit the note, and when everybody's hitting the same note, you're kind of tuning on the fly. So I'm doing this thing where I'm playing up here and tuning it and trying to get it right. And then by the end of the song, I kind of got it close. And then I had to tune it right back to where it was before. So I'm sitting here again. The next song we go into, I think it was Falling Down was next. So I had to do the same thing again, playing Falling Down, this kind of thing. Right. And everybody's just looking at me. The crowd of people is just looking at me. What the fuck is this guy doing? Chad and Jeff are looking at me like, that's not right. You know, it doesn't sound good at all. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is the most fucked up shit ever. And at this point, you know, the machine shop is probably 3/4 full. Oh. Okay, we're the first band. 3/4 full. So you're looking at maybe 350, maybe 400 people there, all pressed up front. You know, nobody was hanging out in the back. Everybody was right up front. And I could see the looks on their eyes and the looks on their face of pure disgust that this fucking dude with makeup running down his face, who 10 minutes ago was spinning like he's the cockiest rock star in the world, is now sitting here, sorry guys, you know. So, you know, I played the Machine Shop twice, and before the show, I was talking to Chad. I'm like, dude, I kind of have this feeling something's going to happen, because the first time I played the Machine Shop was like 11 years ago. My bass died. You know, something happened to the input jack and I was getting nothing, you know, so I kind of had to fake it the whole way through when I played last time. And this time my pedal board collapses off the top of my amp 6 feet up and just falls and into a hump, like a huge mess of carpet and pedals and cords. And oh, so embarrassing. I could see the pupils on everybody down there's eyes. Nobody's looking at the lead guitar anymore, ripping these killer guitar solos. Nobody's paying attention to Jeff singing. They're all looking at this dumbass, you know, trying to tune at the fucking Machine Shop in front of pretty much a sold out show of people who are into No Resolve. You know, they have their shit tight. And then there's my dumbass stumbling around tuning on the fly. It was horrible. And so after the show, I'm like, I did everything I could, just throw my bass off the stage, and I need to get out of here, you know. So I'm out there, and Kevin Zink, the guy who owns the place, he's like, dude, you recovered epically from that mistake. I've seen national bands where if one pedal goes out, they freak.
Right.
And they have guys up there pulling chords and doing all this shit for them. He's like, you did that all in like half a song, and yeah, you had to kind of tune on the fly, but you made it fucking work. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, if Kevin Zink says that, right, you know, and the guitar player from No Resolve, one of their guitar players, it wasn't Matty, it was the other one. I can't remember his name. He comes up to me outside. He's like, dude, that was phenomenal how you recovered from that. You know, I've never seen somebody recover that quickly and so flawlessly. You know, he's like, you didn't even freak out, you know, like this. And I'm like, oh, inside I was, you know, I'm like, oh shit, here it goes. I butchered the whole set, you know. So we did great. And all the bands did great. Avalon Black killed it. Phenomenal band. No Resolve, of course, killed it. They did another show yesterday at the Machine Shop, and now I guess they're getting ready to go out on tour with Hinder. So super cool for those guys, and that was my thing. The Machine Shop. So going back into the chat. DXG sucks. It's Rich. Oh, that's Rich. I made that hat and I made it even better. Your face is rich. I don't know. God, I don't even know. Crafted's guitar player was on fire. I feel so lucky to have those guys, and everyone was amazing. Wish I could have been able to stay. Yeah, Caitlin was partying at the birthday show. She was getting down. Oh, yeah. Let's debate the texture and color of poop to have the best flavor for consumption, says Valhalla Noodles. Okay. I once rubbed cream corn on my face during the Slippery When Wet album. Talking about Bon Jovi. It made me feel alive for the first time in 7 whole years. Who's Valhalla Noodles?
I have no fucking
Okay, Valhalla Noodles, you're on a whole different planet. I got off and cried. Valhalla Noodles. I once took a bandana that I had nestled under a hat and rubbed it firmly upon the creamed corn-laden plate of happiness and dreams. You all act like you don't like creamed corn. Are you human?
The fuck is going on here?
Dude. I don't know, but I'm mildly intrigued by his fascination with cream corn and poo.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Oh, God. So Bob brought this up, you know, the Sponge show.
Oh, yeah.
What happened, homie? You're bouncing people. Sponge. It's Sponge. Well, it's not like it's a heavy metal band where it's like, okay, bro, you're moshing too hard. Ain't nobody moshing during Plowed. or 16 candles. And ain't nobody fucking doing that. It's a sponge show.
What it was a sponge show.
The median age of people at a sponge show is 55 to 60.
Well, no, you had Sponge on the theater, and then you had this rap concert on the lounge.
Of course.
So the rap guys are trying to get into the Sponge concert, you know, and all they asked them to do is just show their ID. Wouldn't show his ID.
Fuck you, bro. I'm a homie from the hood. I ain't showing no ID for no cracker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, no.
And he ended up pushing Joe, the door guy, little Joe. So I had to throw him out on his side.
So how do you do this? How do you throw people out? Do you pick? I'm assuming you pick them up by the shirt. Well, heave, ho, go. Usually
you try to walk them out, and then they go, "Don't touch me."
Yeah.
And then I just grab them the fuck up and walk them out, and I throw them out, And then if they come back, well, then that's on them.
Bob Surratt actually said there was moshing during Plowed.
I left before Sponge even played. So.
See, I dig Sponge, but I've seen him a couple times. It's not really, usually when I see him, it's not like a raucous crowd, Like I said, they were big in the mid 90s, That was 20, 30 years ago, I'm like, even if you were 18 then when Plowed came out, you're damn near 60 now.
Right.
You're in your walker and in the theater, it's on a slope, you're fucking falling. You're breaking a fucking hip. So I'm not...
Yeah. And there wasn't a lot of people there.
No?
No.
What did you think? When was that? Friday or Saturday?
That was Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. So that was yesterday.
Was it yesterday? No. That was Friday.
Okay.
Because I was at
you were at
Seven
Dust. Yeah.
There wasn't a lot, honestly.
No. Was it their pub crawl thing or were they just doing a show?
I don't know. They come in on the bus and then they left on the bus right after they played. They didn't do nothing. They gone.
Damn. Okay, so
from what I heard, I left before then. But that's what I was.
Were there any cool openers or anything like that?
Yeah, you had the Line Within.
Oh, that's right.
Secondhand Mojo and Most Wanted.
Okay, so the usual suspects for those shows.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you went to go see Seven Dust. I'm kind of jealous because I love Seven Dust. I've opened for them once.
Right.
Great band. How was it?
Fucking great.
Yeah.
Well, Marie had tickets, so I picked her up and we went. I drove there. We got there 20 minutes before Seven Dust went on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we watched it and then it was her birthday deal, so we had a couple bars on the way back.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, wow, that's I'm like, that's pretty lame. You drive from the east side down to Detroit and then right back.
It was a good time though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Seven Dust. First time I ever been to the Fillmore, honestly.
Yeah, I was just there to see Royal Blood not too long ago. Phenomenal show there too.
All right.
Okay, so Sponge, you're throwing rappers out at a Sponge show. My bass falls apart at the machine shop. The birthday show went off great. I think I was at Simon's till 5:30 in the morning that day.
Oh, I bet.
Oh God, it was rough, dude. And I wish my birthday was every fucking weekend, dude. And we did all that. So real quick, need to do the personal bit, and I need your help with something because I'm failing epically at something. And you're a ladies' man. The lady is like Larry Smith. It's a thing. Everybody knows it. Everybody's like, oh, there's Larry. He's plowed the whole east side. There's Larry. He did my mom and my sister. And I watched and waited in line, So this is
the thing, lying, guys.
This is a thing. Okay, so I said at the top of the show, splitting with the wife. It's happening. It's well known, and how it affect. And I need to say this too, how it's going to affect the show and all that, and the network and all this. At some point, I'm going to be moving. And I'm going to be at some place in between when I have to pack all this stuff up, put up for sale, and sell it. I'm going to be somewhere else, my mom's house, somebody's house, until I get the money from this house and can find a new one. So there's going to be a time, I don't know when it's going to be and when all this is going to fall. It might be summer, might be fall, might be winter. I have no idea. Where the show is we're going to go probably on another couple month hiatus again, because I'm not going to have a damn studio anymore. anymore. Everything's going to be in boxes. So it, you know, how I talked at the beginning of the year, how I had all these plans for Rocks 100, you know, the stream and all this. Unfortunately, that's going to probably be pushed until 2023. And hopefully at that point, I have a new place and have a studio hooked up and I can spend some time redoing everything. You know, I don't know if it's, you know, it's not going to be anytime soon, but it is going to happen. And, you know, now that, you know, pretty much a single man, you know, I'm kind of starting to try to learn to play the game a little bit. You know, with the ladies, okay.
Right.
You know, maybe go on a date, you know, dinner or something like that. Nothing crazy, you know, not a Larry Smith thing. Like, let's smoke weed and fuck, you know.
No, it's not how it is, bro.
You know, let's. I'll take you out to dinner, so you owe me something. You know, I ain't playing.
Is that what everybody thinks?
I'm just assuming, you know. I'm just assuming, you know. So I'm like, okay,
you gotta be a gentleman.
So that's, you know, I'm, you know, as debaucherous as I am, you know, with the ladies, you know, I try to be a little sweeter, more on the more mellow side. So I'm starting to, you know, ask girls out. You know, you want to go to dinner? You want to get some coffee? You know, I've been shot down 2 times out of 2, like with the, you know, the. I'm not in the right place in my life kind of. I'm like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? What am I? So when Larry Smith, the ultimate ladies man, okay, there's a girl you're into, okay, she's a good looking banger, you know, and you don't know if she's interested or not, but you're like, oh, I could see myself taking her out to dinner and putting her legs up and having seconds, you know what I'm saying? You know, how does Larry do this? You know, because I'm a guy, I haven't dated since I was 17. I don't know how to play this game as a middle-aged man. Okay. So there's a girl. Okay. And she's kind of giving you the come hither, maybe I'll take your rod in my butt kind of look. You know, what's your step to kind of be like, yeah, I'm right here and I will gladly put it in said butt. You know, how do you go about this? You know, how does Larry work this? What's Larry's
really
game?
I don't really have a game. I mean,
well, you just bring out the guns, you know, wear a cutoff or something like that. Be like, ugh.
Usually that's all it takes.
Jesus Christ. Really? So it's just like, oh, let me feel your arms so you can feel my dick too.
Well, here's the thing, you know, you can't go having an ego and you can't go, you know, you got to be a gentleman. That I don't know, man. That's just what my mom taught me, you know, have some morals and respect and be a gentleman, and if that doesn't work, then they ain't the right one for you.
See, but you know, I've talked.
But then you don't want to take my advice because I got shitty relationships, man.
You know, so you know, I've talked to, you know, I've seen relationships, you know, on the internet after all these years. You know, I see relationships come and go, and I'm like, dude, these chicks are the biggest assholes in the world. You know, like complete shitboxes. You know, like wastes of humans, and I'm like. Okay, so is it, you know, you'd probably know better than me. You know, is there a brand of woman that's just into assholes? You know, like the cocky shitheads?
Sure.
You know, so would
it's just like the women that like to be smacked around and shit. Like,
so would it be worth something for me to kind of just bring out the cocky Rikki ROXX and be like, dude, bitch, you know who the fuck I am? You know, like Vince Neil in the fucking dirt, man. He's like, girls be like, oh, is that your picture on the wall? What the fuck do you think? You know, and just look at myself while I'm banging chicks, you know, do I got to be that cocky asshole, you know, or is that the way to go?
I mean, who knows these days, man, everything's flipped.
I'm completely blown away by it because it's like, you know, I'm like, oh man, Rikki ROXX, you know, out on the town, a single man, and I'm batting over, like, no, like straight to no, Rikki, there's no shot. Friend zone, homie. I'm like, oh, come on.
Just keep trying, bro.
It's like friend zone.
Don't be embarrassed to conversate with somebody that you think you have no shot with.
Yeah?
Yeah. It happens sometimes, man.
I don't know if I'm ready for this game. I don't know if I can do it. It's always been a weird thing. Like, even if like a girl's like interested in my band, I'm like, Jeff, you go talk to her. I don't want to do it. You know, you do it. You're good with the girls.
Yeah, that's when you gotta step in front of Jeff.
Yeah, that would upset the whole band dynamic.
You got to share, Jeff.
The bass player's going in front of the singer. Yeah, move it, bro. You know, step aside. Let Rikki get the scraps. You know?
Right.
Oh God. Yeah. So I'm batting like, and it's got me like down. I'm like, I'm batting fucking over here. You know, and I'm like, man, I thought people liked me, and it's just like, no, friend zone. I'm like, God damn. It sucks.
Yeah.
I gotta go to the gym 5 times a day. I need fucking guns. I think that's the thing.
Tattoos, guns.
That's maybe another thing.
I mean, you gotta have good looks, I guess. Right.
See, that's another thing. I'm like, maybe I'm not pretty enough because I look like, you know, when I'm on stage, I look like you pulled me out of the fucking gutter. You know, I'm like dirty looking. You know, you usually have a big scraggly ass, nasty, gray, dirty beard and face paint and that's smeared. And I'm like, well, no wonder. Ain't nobody want to take that home to mom.
Change coming?
Yeah, I'm gonna go full on glam, lipstick, and maybe that can be my way in. Be like, some girl be like, "Wow, your lipstick is immaculate." Well, let me show you how to do it. You know, your eyeliner is immaculate. You know, and people tell me like, "Oh my God, your nail polish is perfect. You get mani-pedis?" I'm like, "No, I'm not gay." You know. You know, and so I'm like, oh, maybe that can be my thing. I'll go full on like Poison, you know, get the pink leotards and shit, get my fat ass in a onesie, and put like a skirt on or something like that, and go full on girly glam.
I don't know, man.
Ditch the whole black dirty rocker thing.
I don't know. I'm just a pair of jeans and a tank top. That's it, and a bandana.
Jesus. What's going on in the chat? There was moshing during your set too. Yeah, that was another thing in how I don't understand mosh pits anymore. Because during casting set, there was like 3 fucking mosh pits.
Right.
And I was talking to Jeff after. I'm like, dude, we're like a 90s dad rock band. How the fuck are we getting mosh pits? And he's like, I don't know, bro. You know, people just we're that good. And I'm like, I don't think we're that good. I think people are just drunk as shit and they just want to hit each other. You know, it's like we did like that Rage Against the Machine thing. I'm like, okay, I can understand that. You know, This Life, I can kind of understand that one. They're both kind of harder. But it was like just one of our random like Matchbox 20 ripoffs, right. You know, and I'm like, there's like a fucking pit going on. I'm like, you guys are fucking weird, you know, and you know, like Crafty Conviction, I think there was like a little pit going, and Fatal Conceit there was a pit, and then it's like Sidon came out and played. I was like, oh dude, their whole set's gonna be a fucking pit, and it was like 1 or 2 songs there was a pit going on, and I'm like, casting had the most pits.
I even jumped out during Domination and tried to start a pit, but
it was the
kid on the back wall was like.
It was the most bonkers shit in the world that Casting Shadows had more pits than Sidine and Falling Stronger. Like the rock bands were fucking, you know, people were going fucking nuts. And I'm like, blows my fucking mind that a dad rock band with a bunch of middle-aged geezers are getting mosh pits going with all these young kids. So, it's a thing. Kate Mueller said something. He's actually very sweet. Don't let him fool you. No, I'm a horrible person. After 10 beers, anything looks good. Maybe that's what I got to do. Find that hot chick and be like, dude, your drinks are on me. And just funnel them. Like beer bong, like Long Island iced teas down her throat.
Yeah.
And be like, do I look better now? No, you're still pretty ugly. One more drink. Let's try this again. And I think that's kind of where it borderlines on date rape. But,
yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
So maybe that's not the way to go. So we gotta get into a lot of stuff. We gotta do our Pump It or Dump Band of the Week because we're at 8:00. This is a band called the Petty Cassettes. Out of Glasgow, Scotland in the UK. Scottish rock, indie rock, drinking songs if you're into that kind of thing. A song called Sensitive Boy. Maybe that's what I need to become, a sensitive boy. Facebook.com/pettycassettes. Info on these guys. Petty Cassettes are a true Scottish rock band. I gotta change that video out too. Let me do that because I can't do 2 things at once. There it is. Okay. Scottish rock band. Their songs vary from energetic tunes to mellow ballads. Neck deep in their origins, they are a soundtrack of choice for any party night, influenced by different genres. The result is an explosive mix of upbeat indie rock with many different shades. A song for every occasion, especially for the ones that require a pint and a loud dancing crowd. The single Laredo and Julianne encouraging feedback and airplay was the catalyst to the band forging ahead with the release of their brand new single Good Enough. We're not going to play any of those. We're going to go to a different song and play that. So we're going to get into that. We're going to come back, beer of the week real quick, and then we got Rich. I got to send him information to get him on Zoom, and we're going to be talking to the drummer from Fallen Stronger and Dragsaw. We're going to get into the Dragsaw debacle in a minute. And we're going to get into all that and more. So here's the Petty Cassette Sensitive Boy. We'll be right back after this, episode number 135 of the Rikki ROXX Show, right here on Rocks100.com.
Time me go home now. Washed up and broken on my bedroom floor. It's time me go home now. Never felt like this before. Oh, take me crawl along. And it won't be long. And I try, can't make the feeling enough no more. And I try, feeling follows me around and more. Just a sensitive boy. Just a sensitive boy. Happy people seem to be the ones that they know. Happy people seem to be the ones that they know. Happy people seem to be the ones that they know. Happy people seem to be the ones that they know. And I cry, can't wipe the tears enough no more. And I cry, gonna have them all put off the floor. Just a sensitive boy. Just a sensitive boy. Happy people seem to be the ones that they know. Happy people seem to be the ones that they know. Happy people seem to be the ones that they know. Happy people seem to be the ones that they know. And I die for the feeling once and more. And I die, someone's gonna pick me off the floor.
All right. Well, that is the Petty Cassettes Sensitive Boy. Larry, the big metal guy. Well, what were your thoughts? You were saying some things during the break there.
I was saying, hell no.
Why?
I don't know, man. That was kind of weird.
Why was it weird?
No, I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie. Just
I mean, to give us your honest truth. I want people to get the honest truth. That's what this show is. It's honest truths, man.
I just didn't feel him. I didn't feel that.
Was there like a lyric you were you were kind of confused by?
Yeah, what was it? I forgot what I said it was.
Like Yummy Boys or something?
Yummy Boys or something. I don't know. Whatever. To each his own.
So not a fan of that one.
No.
Not a fan of that song. Maybe I picked the wrong song for the heavy metal god of Larry Smith. So that was the Petty Cassettes out of Glasgow, Scotland, and Sensitive Boy, Facebook.com/Petty Cassettes. Last week, this is embarrassing. The last time we did it, a couple weeks ago, Mad Haven out of North Wales, UK, had 0 votes. Nobody voted for him.
Nope.
So obviously nobody liked him or hated him. Nobody cared about Mad Haven. So head on over at Facebook.com/Rocks100 and find the Pump It or Dumb Band of the Week post and give it a thumbs up if you dig it. Give it the face if you didn't dig it so much. I'm sure Larry's going to go on there right when he gets home and put the face.
Take a big old dump it.
Okay, so we're going to get to our beer of the week. Larry already said this. He poured a half glass. He's already going to be a no bueno on this one. But this is a Short Fuse Brewing Company out of Schiller Park, Illinois, and their Sunday Morning Stacks. This is 11.5% ABV, 0 IBU, wheat beer. Pick this up for $9.99 for 2 1-pint cans. So you're looking at $20 if you're going to get a 4-pack of these. I got this from Parkway Beverage on Groesbeck Highway in Clinton Township. Description on this one: with this wheat wine, we tried to replicate the flavors of a fresh stack of pancakes on a beautiful Sunday morning. Flavors of maple syrup, cinnamon, and wheat from the grain make this one easy like a Sunday morning. And I figured Larry would like this because Sunday mornings for Larry,
hot tub getting high, baby.
There it is. Hot tub's getting high. So Untappd gave this a 9.1 out of 10. I'm interested.
Me too.
Larry, give it a shot.
Oh my God. It's got a hint of caramel to me. And it's fucking sour, and it tastes like shit.
Oh, no. Okay.
Sorry, holy moly.
So
it tastes really, oh, man.
I mean, is it what they kind of bill it as kind of like that pancake kind of taste?
It does have an aftertaste of pancake syrups.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're right on that.
But you're just not a fan of this as an alcoholic beverage.
I don't really taste the cinnamon, honestly.
Okay, so you could smell it but not taste it?
It's more of a burnt, charred taste to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say probably like a 5 because, it does taste like pancake syrup. They got it there.
Okay. So if they wouldn't have built it as a pancake thing, just a regular beer, you would have tanked this one. This would have been like a 1.
Yeah.
But it is what they advertise.
Yeah, I don't even think I could take another drink of it.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
It is what they say it is. If you're, there's people that are into these kind of things. Like they have a beer out there that tastes like pizza. It tastes horrible. It tastes like gross as shit, but they have a beer that tastes like pepperoni pizza. Oh. So there's people who are into this, having a beer that tastes like something. And pancakes are very popular because you can, use your sugars and all this crap to make it taste like pancakes or maple syrup. So it is exactly what they bill it out to be. Like Larry said, I don't really taste the cinnamon predominantly. You're mostly getting the maple syrup bit, and that's pretty much the overwhelming taste on this one is maple syrup. It's very sugary, and
if it wasn't so, I don't know if I want to say sour or bitter, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
When it's in your mouth, it's not bad. It's when you swallow it, it's like, whoa.
That's what the ladies say about right? When it's in your mouth, it's not that bad, but once you swallow it, oh, God. Am I?
I'll go with it.
Okay, so there it is, ladies. Now you know. The more you know.
Get in where you fit in.
I'm sure Larry can make it fit anywhere, ladies.
Tight spot sometimes.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna give this 7.5. You know, it is exactly what they say it is. You know, it tastes like a breakfast thing. It's a little too, I mean, for my personal taste, a little too sugary. You know, kind of tastes like one of those things that'll leave a film on your, if you spill it like in your beard or something like that, it's gonna be a sticky fucking mess. And I don't like that in beers. You know, that overwhelming sugary thing, but that's going to come with what this is. You know, like I said, it's exactly what they say it is. The cinnamon's not too overwhelming. Larry was saying he hates cinnamon, but you definitely get that maple syrup kind of thing, and the wheat. You know, you kind of get that kind of taste in there. So it's exactly what they bill it as. So if this is something that you want to partake in, you know, it's exactly what they say it is. And if you want to have a pancake maple syrup tasting beer, you'll probably give this a 10 out of 10. It tastes exactly like that. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5 just on my personal take on beers and all that. So yeah, $9.99. It's a little pricey, but it's one of those kind of off the wall tasting beers, so they're going to be a little bit more expensive, and it's 11.5% ABV. So you go through two of these, you're going to get a buzz going on, and you'll definitely have a hangover because of all the sugar. So just be prepared for that. So yeah, definitely a solid beer. It's an off the wall one. You know, it doesn't taste like an IPA or a stout or anything like that. It's very unique. So if unique or the pancake bit, this is the beer for you. So that's what's up. So we're going to see if Rich he's not in there yet. So I don't know where Rich is. I sent him the info, but it says he hasn't been on Facebook in 48 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So, Larry, you want to try getting him a call?
Sure.
Or figure
Show.
Like, actually, like, call him on your phone or something, or text him, be like, yo, bro, what's going on?
I'll call him.
He's going to call Rich live on the air. Come on, Rich.
Yo, did you get the info, or we're trying to get you right now?
Look on your Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger.
Drummers, Jesus Christ. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a song, and we're gonna play Dragsaw. We're gonna play this and wait for Rich to get on here, and then we'll pull Rich in once he gets everything worked out. So we're gonna play some Dragsaw, showing you a new way. We're gonna be talking to the drummer Rich Sieg right after this, episode number 135 of the Rikki ROXX Show, Rocks100.com. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay, so that was some Dragsaw showing you a new way. We are going to attempt, I hate Zoom, but we're going to give it a shot. Bring in Rich. He's at work. Am I right? He's at work.
He's at work making pizzas.
He's making the bread. Literally making the bread. So we're waiting for Rich. See if we can get him on here.
There he is.
Can you hear me? Okay, it's connecting to audio. Can't hear you yet. Turn the audio on. Turn the audio on. Audio on. He can't hear me. Turn the audio on.
Turn your audio on.
Turn the audio on. Audio on. I got to text him. Turn the audio on. Drummers. Jesus Christ. He's just walking around.
Can you even see us?
He's not going to be able to see us unless he's watching the stream. Turn the audio. Yeah, well, let's see what's on the menu.
Turn the audio on.
Okay, audio on. Check your text, bro. There's nothing I can do. Turn the audio on. Rich is connecting to audio. Can't hear you yet. Connect to the audio.
Connect to the audio.
Drummer, hello. Turn the audio on. Turn the sound on.
I got it.
There he goes.
There
okay.
we go.
All right. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm feeling a little rough. I think I dragsawed too hard last night.
Oh no. What's going on, man? Let's get into that, because I was going to bring this up. You know, this picture, I'm going to schlep it up there for everybody to see. This just came across Facebook today. You, Schneider, and Dan Lyjack got back together, but there is no singer to be seen. What's going on? Can you give us any info on Dragsaw?
I can't really speak too much on it without, diving into like personal shit that isn't really my place. But I mean, let's just say there's a disagreement, misunderstanding, and things are finally kind of looking like maybe there could be some reconciling, like there's nothing definite, but we all need it. And
okay, so
I miss the chaos.
So can you say, is Andy Martis still the lead singer of Dragsaw?
As of right now, it's all on a pause. I guess you could say, yeah. Yes, you could. But here, can you hang on for a second?
Sure, why not? We're only on live radio. Why not? I'll hold on for a second.
Pretty old, please.
He's got to sign out.
No. All right. So what? All right. Well, say that again.
Okay. All right. So as of right now, Andy Martis is still the lead singer of Dragsaw.
Has
there been talks between obviously you three, Schneider, Dan, and yourself are on good terms. Has there been talks with Andy about doing it again?
There's been small talk of it, Andy's got some stuff going on. He's getting his stuff together. Everybody's kind of in the process of almost like healing in a way, I know what happened, but it's not my place to say, but sometimes you just kind of got to get away for a little bit. I know bands do it all the time,
So are you guys jamming, you, Schneider, and Dan?
It is something we talked about last night, and me, Schneider, and Dan definitely are ready to start jamming again here soon. Not sure when. There was no set date or anything. We just all know we want to do it again because we really.
The Wi-Fi there sucks.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
So, a big question, and a lot of the old school Dragsaw fans will want to know this. Phil Winkler, is there any chance of Phil Winkler coming back into Dragsaw?
That's the fun part of all this, is because anything right now in the Dragsaw camp, anything's possible. Like anything could happen.
Okay, and Dragsaw, for those who don't know, I like to compare them to like a heavy metal dirty whiskey. It's party first, it's a fun show. It's fun music and a bunch of blue collar dudes, who go out and have a blast and partake in the beverages a little bit, and with, last time you were, playing regularly with Dragsaw, you were in a different point in your life. And this is kind of an interesting spin, since you were playing with Dragsaw last. We remember Bacchus and you smashing guitars over your head. That has kind of gone by the wayside a little bit. You've kind of straightened up your act for the most part as far as alcohol consumption and all that goes. And you're now a father and adulting. What, for people out there, what has it been hard for you to make that adjustment from the rich everybody knew before, the hell-raising smash guitars and let's drink the whole damn bottle of whiskey in 10 minutes? Is there a difference between, has it been hard for you kind of moving forward now, where people knew you before as that guy, now you're not that guy? Has it been kind of hard going back into those environments, going to bars again, where everybody that's there knows you as a certain kind of guy? Has it been kind of hard for you?
No, actually, it's kind of fun because I don't know, you just kind of get over it. You're like, over things, and it gets old. And I got to a point where it was getting old for me, and I took my break. And I obviously I've since started like enjoying having a couple drinks, because my tolerance is at absolute zero now.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for me to get messed up very quickly. So I kind of got to watch it. Plus having a kid and being a functioning driver now, got my license back and all that, and no, it's actually more fun because people expect that. And then I've always liked shock value. So then when they actually see Rich from Dragsaw adulting, they're like, whoa. Like, what the fuck? Another question, that, I've known you for a long time, and, many different bands, and I was talking earlier in the show about, when I was in Dirty Whiskey and how I was a complete train wreck. It was more the party than the music. At what point, during your, I guess we can say old life, is kind of like the most embarrassing thing that you've done that you look back on now and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I was such a shithead? As everything freezes. What time do we have? I could write a book on that shit, man. I guess. Oh, all right. Well, this is kind of fun. So when I met Whitney, and we were in the very beginning of us like talking and dating and everything, Dan was, at the time he was seeing my cousin, so it was kind of funny. And so we went this one night. We were out walking. We just went walking. We walked to a cemetery, was walking around, and then we went to a park. And so by the time we got to the park, me and Dan are just being me and Dan and just walking into the big like field of cattails, not knowing what the hell's gonna happen next. So we go running through these cattails. First off, there was randomly a tree in the middle of that. I ran into that once. And then on the way, that's not even the embarrassing part, but on the way out of the cattails, so I go running out, and now I'm just in full like jackass mode, and I just want to start jumping into shit. I see what I what I thought was a bush, and I went running at it, and I did a straight front flip, and it turned out to be a low-hanging branch. So I went through that, landed right on the ground, and a fucking rock hit me in the kidney as, hey, you do not bounce the same at 30. And it hurt. I was limping all the way home. And then Whitney stayed the night with me. And at the time I was living with our buddy Will, and I was staying.
God,
what were you saying?
And go to the bathroom. Go fucking walk up the stairs, and I thought something was seriously wrong. I thought I broke my hip. So it's so actually, to answer back on a question too, yeah, no, I kind of don't miss that, being an asshole. I don't miss it. The drunk asshole, it sucks.
So, so that's, that's a personal thing. That's something nobody saw but you and Dan. Go to shows, okay? Because way back in the day, we used to go down. We used to get down. And, is there one show, where people, or maybe a couple people that were there, saw, and you're like, oh my God, I was so fucking wasted and blown out that, knock your drum set over, or pee on the guitar player, or, what, show-wise, professional Rich, what's the most embarrassing thing ever?
Probably my second show ever, and was at the Hayloft, RIP. It was like one of my favorite venues.
Yeah.
But I was in Useless at the time, and it was my, obviously brand new band to me. And our singer Brad called me randomly one day. He's like, "Hey, Richie, do you want to play a show tonight?" And I'm all jacked up about being in a band. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's go, man!" And like, we just go, and we load all our shit up, and we head there. Second song in, I kicked through my bass drum. I was a fucking deer in headlights. Like, I did not know. I almost walked off stage, but I didn't. Billy List was in the band with me playing guitar, and at the time he just always had duct tape. So he just looked at me and threw a roll of duct tape at me. And I'm like, okay. So I duct taped the hole and kept fucking playing, but then I had to retape it 1,000 times because my fucking beater was kicking through the tape to the sticky side, and then my beater was sticking to the drum. So I had to start physically kicking my bass drum to make a sound with my toes. And then I was so close to giving up, and
God, wherever he works, the Wi-Fi is horrible.
Southfield.
Oh, that explains it. Southfield.
Yeah, but so I was really close to walking off, and then I looked around on the drum riser, and the drummer before us left, like, he had a brand new set of sticks, so he left a cardboard up there. And I got a genius thing in my head where I'm like, what if I duct tape the cardboard to it? And I did that, and it got me through the rest of the set. So now I never go to a show. I try my hardest to always have duct tape and cardboard within reach, just in case should anything happen. But I've been pretty good at checking.
Okay, so this show, you kick through your bass drum 2 songs in. I'm assuming you're playing probably a 45-minute set or something like that. So you're 10 minutes in. So the next 35 minutes of your whole thing, between every song, you're like, hold on, got to duct tape the hole again. And all right, Brad, talk for 5 minutes while I. So how was it? Was it like a big show? Like, was it one of those things where you were like opening for a national and there's like 100 people there? Was it like a local thing where you're playing at 1 a.m. because I played those Hayloft shows and playing at 1 a.m. and there's just the drunks sitting at the bar?
It was
crickets.
Oh,
I love tech.
Really, yeah, we just jumped off the hill.
We missed the entire thing.
It was just a typical show, you know. Nothing too special.
Okay, so we can get a typical local show out of this one. Okay, so now your drums are in much better shape now. You joined Fallen Stronger. Take us through this because, that's the band you're actively playing in right now. And we were talking to Larry about, replacing drummers and replacing guys in the band earlier in the show. At what point how did you come into Fallen Stronger's scope?
It was just from, I've known Johnny forever, their old bassist, and he was in Useless with me, and he obviously would talk about Fallen Stronger and stuff, and then Dragsaw too, we played so many shows with them, and we just ended up growing out, and to the point where like we played so many shows with them that I just knew the songs. So like we're boys and everything, and then he just hit me with the question, and I was like, yeah, dude, we're bros. There's no problem at all. Let's do this. Let's fuck shit up, because I love it. Change is always really fun, and it's Dragsaw and Fallen Stronger are two like different dynamics, and I kind of like being able to just find new things, maybe learn how to play, I don't know, normal. Like not maybe not have to do like insane double bass the entire time.
Right.
But, it's fun. I love it. Like I love both bands. They're both.
So
I can't imagine doing anything without them.
So with Fallen Stronger, since you've been in the band, you add Adam on bass and you add Donnie on second guitar. It's weird. I could just ask you these questions, but how did you kind of see the dynamic kind of change? Because anytime you swap a guy out, add a guy, take away a guy, the dynamic changes. The songs aren't exactly the same as they used to be. They add a different take onto them. They add a little bit different dynamics to it. When you came in, Johnny was playing bass, and now Adam's playing bass. Kind of, and now you have Donnie on second guitar. And was Rich in the band when
I think actually
no, I wasn't in the band. Johnny.
No.
Oh, he wasn't? Okay.
No, not with Johnny.
Okay, so
we had Adam already. He replaced Carl, and then we added Donnie.
Okay, so I guess do this. Okay, so you add that second guitar. Okay, so you're used to playing with the one guitar, David Yandy, phenomenal guitar player, bass, drums, vocals. You add Donnie to the mix, rhythm guitar, new ideas, new takes on the songs, different dynamic. How did the band change from when you joined to where it is now?
Yep. Hey, hold on, just
he's got a pizza order.
No, I'm actually helping the customer right now. What's the name on the order? Jay. Gotcha.
This is awesome.
The life of a pizza maker.
$10.95. What the fuck is this guy ordering?
All right, go ahead. If you want to put your card in right there.
Okay, he's playing with debit or credit. Okay.
Debit or credit.
Yeah.
Credit.
Not cash. Ain't got time for that.
All right, here. Do that.
I think he thinks he muted us.
Yeah.
No, I hear you guys.
Oh,
okay. All right. Yep. 16.
Wow, $16. This guy's balling. He probably upgraded that to large. You got the crazy bread too.
Shut up.
Did you get the 2 liter of Mountain Dew or Pepsi?
He's the Fanta guy.
305.
305's the change. Okay. Rich has got the change down.
They're getting a candid look at the inside of my life. There you guys go, man. Have a good one.
Hey, tell your buddies, give the balls a tug, you tit fuckers.
Heck, you heard that? Yeah, dude.
What did he say?
My new favorite's right there. Fuck these guys.
Yeah. They love us, they hate us.
Love you.
What did he say?
He said, give your balls a tug, you tit fucker.
Wow, pizza place at 8:45 on a Sunday.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Oh
That's all I
Lord.
do, man. Yeah, I normally don't work on Sundays. This is this is different for me. I'm normally not working right now. So the interview would be a lot better normally. Sorry about that.
Oh no, this is a nice look inside the life of an adult Rich.
Right on.
Everybody's used to see him smash guitars over his head, but now here he is slinging slices.
There you go.
Like managing shit. I almost just fucking busted my ass walking around a corner.
Is he gonna turn his video back on, or are we just gonna see his name pop up there now? Jesus Christ.
Turn your radio on.
All right. So since you can actually hear us, Larry, ask you, you've had some great drummers, Carl Carballo, J-Rock, and now Rich. I guess compare and contrast the three. You have three completely different types of drummers. Carl was the kind of guy, he was a fucking metronome. Not so much the showman guy. J-Rock, my drinking buddy for life, man. Love that motherfucker. Yeah. And then you have Rich, who's, he's got the dreads. He flips them around, twirls sticks, and the showman. You as the singer, what would you, what's, I guess I kind of know the answer, but what would you, I guess compare and contrast the three.
Okay. Well, you got J-Rock. I grew up with him. I've known him since I was probably 11 years old. We were best friends. He was a self-taught drummer, taught himself in his basement. Pretty much a rock and roll drummer. Laid back, not a lot of fills, And then, we've had probably
he's still
5.
slinging pieces, so
we've probably had 5 drummers. So the next drummer would have been Rob. No. And he was all right drummer. I mean, he got us through what we needed to get through.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Eddie, which was another good drummer who got us through what we needed to get through.
Stop gaps.
Yes.
Not the permanent guy, but it's like, hey, we got a show and we need a guy.
Yep. And then we brought our original guitar player who was a drummer, Mike Saunders, back. But, he had some health issues. So we kind of let him go because we didn't want him having like a heart attack on stage.
Oh, that would have been a great stage show.
Right.
Great stage show. Heart attack on stage.
Right. So then we got Carl. And Carl was a great, Metrodome, laid back, made everything look easy, didn't overkill it with, fills or anything like that. But, we had our disagreements and we went our separate ways. And then we got Rich. Now, Rich, he's a fill master, He'll add another fill.
Yeah.
He loves the fills, and they work for him. He's a very distinctive drummer when it comes to, I would say metal. I guess he's a metal drummer. He can probably do anything, obviously. Probably not gonna lie, probably the best drummer that we've had so far.
Wow. Yeah. Look at that.
I'll give that to Rich for sure. He listens, and I know in Dragsaw, you had your leaders of that band. He didn't get a chance to put his input in. He didn't get a chance to have an opinion. And that's what he has in this band, Everybody agrees on everything. There's not one set of guy who makes a rule.
Right.
So, no, Rich.
Jeff Land, take fucking note, bro. It's not your band. We're not the Land band, Jeff. I know you're still lurking out there somewhere.
But no, it's a blessing to have Rich, honestly. He brings the dynamic to the band that we needed, the showmanship behind the kit, like you said, the dreads, his appearance, he'll throw a mask on, he'll do whatever it takes. So, yeah.
There it is. Wow, Rich, what do you think of that? Best drummer.
Full shit, but no, I appreciate the fuck out of it. I just have fun, man. I just, I try to make it as original as possible, and without like taking away too much from everybody too. Like winning the first album, I'm playing Carl's fills and his beats and everything, but so I keep it enough. I keep it like that enough so you can use it. But kind of got to put my own there. So
I think we can fill in the blanks here.
It's a little, yeah.
So moving forward, because we got a couple minutes left with you until the next guy comes in for his large Hawaiian pizza and crazy bread and Fanta. Moving forward into Falling Stronger, Dragsaw, hopefully that happens again. Everybody wants Dragsaw, the 102 to come back, and that old school legion of metal hard rock bands from Detroit. With the new shit you guys are doing, how is it differing from like the old stuff? Because everybody knows Get Some. That's the big thing. That's the big the sweet child of mine of Falling Stronger. You're gonna have to play that song until the day you guys die. Forever you're gonna have to play Get Some. You guys know this. You're going to play it forever. The new stuff, I got to hear a little bit of it, when I came and jammed with you guys at one time. Jeff and Donnie freaked out. They thought I joined Falling Stronger. I'm like, dude, the picture of the bass player's right there, But, the next stuff that Falling Stronger's coming out with, granted, I talk to Larry about this all the time, but since we got you, Rich, what is it harder? Is it soft? What's the, how has Fallen Stronger changed with the new lineup, with Rich finally getting his say in a band and adding Donnie's input and having David Yanity, phenomenal guitar player, and Adam, big Polish last name, I'm not even going to try, but, having those guys, and writing these new songs, how is it different and how is it the same from what Fallen Stronger people know of Fallen Stronger?
Well, it's for one, we're messing with like new sounds and stuff. Obviously, like you said, having Donnie in the band, picking up a rhythm guitar. So there's just like a different mix. Like he wrote one of the newer songs, our newer song Scantless. He came to the table with that guitar riff, and it's I don't know. It's just it's it's Fallen Stronger because it's got that signature sound, but it's a little bit more serious, a little less carefree. You might headbang a little bit harder to this one.
Okay.
It's definitely evolving, and every song that we've came up with so far with me and Donnie and everything, everyone's been getting better, and they're really bouncy. It's actually pretty exciting. I think everyone's gonna like it a lot.
All right, so the big question for you, Rich, and this is gonna be the money question. Okay, Fallen Stronger, they get offered a huge tour, opening for. Give me a band, Larry, that you'd love to open for. Go out on like a 2-month tour with.
Oh shit!
Down. Let's go down. Okay, Phil Anselmo down. They were like, Fallen Stronger, we want you guys to be direct support. We're going on a 2-month run. Okay. And then at the same time, Dragsaw gets offered the same thing with a different band. Let's go Texas Hippie Coalition. Okay. We're going 2-month tour, Texas Hippie Coalition, Dragsaw direct support, Texas Hippie Coalition, or Fallen Stronger going on tour down. They're happening at the same time. What does Rich do?
Rich. Rich runs in the opposite direction and grabs the nearest whiskey bottle and drinks himself into a coma.
Good answer.
You both got to look for new drummers.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
So you have no preference one over the other. You know, they both hold equal spots in your heart.
They really do, because they're two different sound. No, they're two different loves I have. It's great. Like, I can see, obviously, with Falling Stronger, I can relax a little bit more and, you know, stay more in the pocket and groove out and have some more fun. Where in Dragsaw, I have to like go seethe in the corner for a bit, because I don't know. It's an angrier sound. Like, I mean, anybody who knows Dragsaw, just you know when Dan hits the guitar, that weird fucking note that he does, and you're just like, fuck. They're drunk.
All right, another killer question. Okay, you can pick one song between Fallen Stronger and Dragsaw that is going to be your favorite song to play live. You can pick any song from the Fallen Stronger catalog, any song from the Dragsaw catalog. What if you could play one song with one band? What would that song be?
With Fallen Stronger?
Nope. One song. You get to pick one song to play. Either it's going to be a Fallen Stronger song or a Dragsaw song. You're going to play one song. Have that band on stage to play that song. You have one song to play. Your last song ever in life. And you have one song. You can either pick a Fallen Stronger song or a Dragsaw song and have Fallen Stronger on stage or Dragsaw on stage. You get to pick one song to play. What is it?
Ooh, Johnny on the spot.
You know what? That is a good fucking question. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say, just because I know both bands could be involved with it, say fucking Take Your Best Shot.
Oh, there it is. Dragsaw. But you could say the same thing for Get Some.
Right, because you know, on those two songs, actually, I come up and I sing that with
and
Andy.
Andy will come up with you and Get Some.
He does. Yes.
So really, like you guys said, that one didn't Get Some, or again, that's a crazy ass tough thing. But yeah, no, they're.
Southfield, step up your game.
I love both, but I get that to both also, you know.
All right, so we're going to close this thing out with you, Rich. We're coming up on 9 o'clock here. Larry, you have anything for your drummer?
See you at practice tomorrow.
I'll be there.
All right, bro. Rich, I'm sure you got to get the mop out and start cleaning the back room and cleaning the fryers and all that. So we'll let you get back to work. Tell Whitney we all said hi. Give your best, give your kids love, or your kid love, and all that. And we'll see you soon. You guys are playing that pigweed show down in at Simon's After Dark in Allen Park. We learned that Dragsaw may be a thing again, just kind of waiting for shit to even itself out. And so hopefully we'll have Dragsaw back and Fallen Stronger and get Detroit rock and roll back right with life and get the party going again. So Rich, take it easy, homie. We'll talk to you soon, man.
See you, brother.
Fuck yeah. Later, y'all.
Later. All right, that was Rich from Fallen Stronger and Dragsaw. What do you think, Larry?
Oh, think it went good.
I gotta
for pizza.
I gotta resize this chat thing now, and so yeah. Talk about what Rich has added to the band. Like we kind of touched on it, but didn't really get too deep in it.
Well, with Dragsaw, he's a pretty heavy drummer in Dragsaw. Double bass, fluent like you wouldn't believe. And that adds a little bit for us to get heavier, if we want to do heavier things, in which, we are going to. But he adds a lot to the band, like I said, with his showmanship behind the kit, his appearance. And And, you know, his fills, you know, he brings a little more of a heavier hitting sound, you know, to the band. Yeah, all around, you know, just it's better all the way around with Rich.
So super cool. So you guys have you kind of talked about some of the new stuff. You know, Donnie's bringing things to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the guitar god David Yannity is probably bringing stuff out. Is this a thing where, you know, even Adam's like, dude, I got this bass riff, and nobody pays attention to bass riffs, but you know, is it one of those things where everybody's kind of chipping in these ideas, you know, even away from guitar, and you know, is Adam coming up to you and like, yo, man, I got this thing that I think would be super cool.
I mean, honestly, Adam's the type of guy where, you know, we'll make something. He's just so good, man. Like, we'll just bring something out. Like, me and Yannity and Donnie and Rich will do something, and then, you know, Adam will come the next practice, and we'll be like, hey, da-da-da-da. And he's like, do-do-do-do-do. And it's
so he's kind of one of those, he's like me in casting. He doesn't want to do the too many chefs in the kitchen kind of thing. Be like, oh, okay, well, that song sucks. Fuck that. Let's do that. You know, he kind of just like, okay, whatever you guys want to do, I'll kind of just drop in with the bass.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, he
knows the spot. He knows the spot.
Yeah, he knows.
He's the bass player.
He knows it very well.
He's the bass player.
Yeah, I don't.
Leave
that
shit up to guitar players and singers.
Right. He comes in and makes it flawless, and I got nothing else.
So is Rich kind of the same way, or is he kind of guy who's like, okay, I have this drum beat and I'm kind of thinking guitar kind of thing? You know, is he like, does he do that kind of thing? You know, where he's like, oh, with this drum beat I have this thing, and he's like, chunk, 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 you know, kind of like mouthing guitar stuff? Mm-hmm. Or is he kind of just like, all right, Donnie and Dave, do your thing, and I'll just kind of fill in?
Well, basically, like, the best way to rewrite songs is just free jamming. It works great for us, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, I record every practice anyway.
So how is that for you when there's the free jam thing? Because Jeff's in casting, you know, when Chad and me and Donnie will just start free jamming, you know, Chad will have a riff and we'll just kind of riff on it. Mm-hmm. Jeff kind of will stand in the corner and be like, oh, that was cool. You know, what do you do as like the singer guy? You know, you're not playing an instrument or anything, so you just kind of sit there and be like,
"No,
well, you guys figure it out, and just let me know."
No, while they're jamming, you know, I'm listening, so I'll be taking songs that I've had in my head for years,
yeah,
and I'll put them to them, songs that we've never done, you know, or I'll put this verse with this and this one with this, and you know, try to make a song out of it, you know, like
right.
There's always stuff going through my head anyway, you know,
so how do you feel that, you know, the big question we threw at him, if you could play one song with either Fallen Stronger or Dragsaw, he picked a Dragsaw song?
Well, you know, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, honestly.
Really?
No, not really. Because,
I'd be super jealous. I'd be like, dude, fuck you.
Well, here's the thing, man. Fallen Stronger and Dragsaw, we're kind of like brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, we played a lot of shows together.
And casting is like the retarded step kid.
Right.
Like, oh, we're here too. Hey, guys.
We played a lot of shows together. We fucked up a lot of hotel rooms together. You know, they're brothers, and outside of the music biz scene.
Wait, you fucked up hotel rooms?
Oh, yeah, we went in Saginaw, and it was like WrestleMania fucking 3.
Oh, shit, take us through this.
So
what the fuck happened? Did you guys do like Motley Crue shit? Like TVs out the window and shit?
No, we played White's Bar.
Yeah.
So we all booked a room.
If you guys don't know what White's Bar is, it's pretty much a dive bar out in Saginaw. The stage is the size of a drum riser.
And it's got like a cave. It's like...
Yeah, there's like a pool thing back there where you put merch and shit and load your gear in. Yeah. Okay, so you guys get a hotel room.
So we get a hotel. I didn't get a hotel room. I planned on driving back, but...
Yeah.
Andy, Dan, and Stephanie had a hotel room. Andy and Schneidi or Andy and Jordan had their own room, and then Schneidi and me and Rich. Well, anyway, we ended up going in the one room, and we just started body slamming each other. We broke the beds down to the fucking floor.
So this is coming right after I talked about how you're slamming dicks in the whole East Side, and now you're body slamming Dragsaw.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my God! So who got to feel the dick more out of everybody in Dragsaw? Who got the biggest beating out of Larry? Like the most body slams, like the most.
Schneider.
Oh, bass player.
Schneider.
Bass players. So he got the full.
He got fucked up.
He got the full rod.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he got his head fucked up on the bed or something. But
so you fucked the bass player from Schneider's head up on the headboard of a bed in Saginaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So boys, you better watch out. Larry's coming for you next.
No, it was fun, man. Them guys are great. But like I said, I'm not mad, because we're such a tight group of guys and friends. Like I said, Andy comes up for Get Some. I'll come up for Take Your Best Shot. So when he said Take Your Best Shot, that isn't.
You were just like, well, I'll be up there too.
That's right, man.
Fuck the rest of the guys.
But no, I love Dragsaw, man. You guys need to get back together.
Okay, so let me ask you. You've seen both lineups of Dragsaw. With Phil Winkler and Andy Martis.
I'd never seen Dragsaw with Phil.
Oh, really? Okay,
no,
so
because I didn't come until like 2016 into the music scene. Remember?
Oh God! So Phil's been gone that 8 years.
He's been gone longer.
Plus,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. This, there's a big thing with the drag sluts or whatever the hell they call them. There's a divide: the Andy Martis fans and the Phil Winkler fans. Because Phil kind of has that range. He can scream way up here, and Andy's kind of that middle growl thing where Phil can do the and he can do the forever.
Right.
So there's a divide, and I've heard it like, oh, I like Phil Winkler. Where's Phil? And then some people are like, fuck Phil Winkler. I like Andy. So
right.
It's kind of like that weird Van Halen thing with Dragsaw. So you didn't see him with Phil, so that's a horrible question for me to ask. So I guess we can wrap this thing up. We are at 9:04. Next week on the show, we're going to keep with Detroit metal, I guess, and we'll be talking to Aaron Lumsden from the band A Silence. I kind of feel bad because I've wanted this to be kind of more than a Detroit thing, but I've been so fucking lazy. I've just been hitting up my friends and be like, dude, I need a guest. Can you help me out? So Aaron's like, dude, I'll fucking come talk to you and all that. So we're going to be talking to him next week on the show, which I guess is Mother's Day. Do you do anything for Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Hopefully earlier in the day.
Earlier in the day, yeah.
Okay. And then the week after that, we'll be talking to Rob Kaminsky from The Creeping Chaos. We originally had him scheduled a couple weeks ago, but he was cool enough to postpone his thing for the interview we did with Native Sons.
All right.
And then fast forward to May 29th, where we talked to my buddy Sonny Von Cleveland, motivational speaker. He used to play in bands. He was a convicted felon. Spent, I believe it was 9 years in Jackson State Penitentiary, and got out. I just swallowed my beard. And got out and started straightening his life out and went into music. He was a bass player. He was a singer. Grim Trigger out of Ohio, phenomenal band. And then he decided that's not for me anymore. Left his life in Ohio, moved out to California, and now he's doing motivational speaking and starting businesses and does YouTube motivational stuff and stuff like that. So I figured that would be a good interview to do, a guy that's turned his life around from being a convicted felon into somebody giving back to the community and doing great things. So that's gonna be super cool. If anybody out there who's still listening has any ideas of anybody that you'd want us to talk to, send me an email, rocks100radio@gmail.com, or send me a DM, PM, IM, whatever the fuck it is on Facebook. Hit me up and let me know who you'd like us to talk to, and we'll get them on here. Whatever it is, band, promoter, booking agent, anything, motivational speaker, wrestler. Obviously you like wrestling because you You butt fucked Schneider, so, it'll be cool. So let us know, direct message, facebook.com/Rox100 or email me, Rox100, ROXX100radio@gmail.com. Yeah, that's really all I got. Head on over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Rox100. Go vote for the Pump It or Dump Band of the Week. The Petty Cassettes out of Glasgow. Thumbs up if you dig them. The face if you don't. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you will be notified every time we go live. And you'll be notified, so you won't even have to remember it. It'll pop up on your phone, and you'll be bugged by it and be like, oh, Rikki's on. And it'll be a thing. It's cool. So anything else you want to throw out there, Larry? You got anything coming up in the next week?
My birthday on Friday, 45. That's it.
So what are you doing for your birthday?
Got my kids, so I'll be playing with them.
Oh, no birthday show? No big rock star shit? Come on, Larry. You're almost at that you're almost at that Rikki ROXX stage where you have enough pull to do the Larry Smith birthday blowout.
All right. Maybe eventually. Maybe next year.
You need to tell your ex, be like, yo, bitch, come on. It's my birthday. Take these. We'll do it next weekend. And I got to fucking get blown out. I have the east side to plow through on my birthday.
Her birthday is the week after mine, and I have a show on her birthday, so.
Oh, is that pigweed show?
Yeah, so that's why I have them this week, or coming up.
Oh, that's horrible planning. See, I'm going to have to get used to that. I'm going to have to do that kind of shit where I'm like, well, my birthday or the show. Oh, that sucks. All right, so we're going to close this thing out. We're going to play some Fallen Stronger. And eventually we're going to have to get Donnie on here.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to get Donnie Carnes on here. So we have some people from Fallen Stronger that we can plug in when I have no guests.
Right.
And I'm sure I can get try and get Donnie to fucking talk from casting.
Oh, Donnie? Oh,
being the one black guy in Detroit rock that plays drums. Right. How's it feel to be the one black dude in every show you go to? Talk to him. I know Chad will not talk.
Right.
And Jeff's just boring now. It's a thing. All right, so we're going to play RPM by Falling Stronger and get the heck out of here. Aaron Lumsden from A Silence next week. I'm going to go to bed. I got to go to work. I am kind of drunk, and I still have Larry's beer to drink.
There you go,
I have this Jack and Coke to drink. I have my beer to drink. So I got a lot more drinking to do before I go to bed. So I'm going to get out of here now. Larry's going to drive home. Thank you for being here for at least 2/3 of the show.
Right.
I appreciate that. Just so you know, we start at 7. The interview goes on at 8. Just so I know you're kind of still new.
Right.
Show starts at 7. Interview at 8. Show ends at 9-ish. Ish. All right. So Steve Ingill, good night. Corporate slavery awaits tomorrow. He's going to be retiring pretty soon. Brian Sarrazin says, Dave Fuller, talk to him. I don't know what the hell Dave Fuller's up to these days. What's going on? Jeff Land, what are you talking about, Rikki? Jeff, you can't text. It says Loke NY band wife. I always, with a Z, run things with a Z by band, especially you. Don't want Princess to get mad.
Oh, shit.
I have no... See, Jeff Land will just throw Z's on things, and his sentences don't make sense. There's emojis in random places. This is text that I get from him. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? It's like emojis and Z's instead of S's. And he's like, oh, it's a thing. Casting Shadows with a Z. We don't put S's on anything. Everything ends with a Z.
Right on.
It's the story of my life. All right. RPM, Fallen Stronger, getting out of here. I have drinking to do. Episode number 135 of the Rikki ROXX Show right here on... It's a thing. All right, here we go. Getting out of here.
motherfucking rides for free. Take a drive down a two-lane highway, pedal to the floor, yes, and sideways. Ow, for tires off the ground, shift it up a gear, lay the hammer down. Ooh, she's a mean machine, 700 horsepower, you know what I mean. I get out from the positive track, like 2 green, I ain't looking back. Light 'em up, let's go, let's roll. It's a race to the middle rim, screaming at 110. If I had it's only win, then I pull around, light it up and do it all again. Ow, thrill of the ride, never gonna feel it till you step inside. Come on, let's go, see your tail lights, you're going too slow. Now we're headed back to French Road. It's a spot everybody knows. Muscle cars from the left and the right, just to pull it on the show tonight. Motor thumping when I pull the line. River flying, it's about that time. I'm gonna give her everything she's got. The only way I'm gonna get to the top. Come on, tires roll that smoke. 8-second quarter mile, just work your ass in style. In a quarter mile. Blowout thumping as the motor screams. Lilac, do you know what I mean? In a minute I'll be leaving the scene. Pink slips in a lot of green. Hit the nitrous button and I can't be seen. Yeah. Oh, come on, tires roll that smoke. 8-second quarter mile, just work your ass in style.
Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. It's Rikki rocks, coming out of the box. Bitches come in flocks, trying to steal his jocks. He needs to be contained with padded rocks. It's the Rikki ROXX Show, spreading like the pox. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks, yeah. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks. Rikki rocks, Rikki rocks, yeah.
Rikki rocks up in your grill, motherfucker.
Hey, this is Rikki ROXX, and you are listening to Rocks100.com.